In today's video we're going to be looking at how to see the spirit world and how I see the spirit world. Anyway, how do I see the spirit world? So the way that I see the spirit world is purity in its essence, so it's just energy. So there is no visual, there is no seeing them externally like a person or like a cartoon character. I get the energy in its essence, in its purity. And then through the mind, I translate that energy to see a visual, or feel a feeling, or smell a smell, or taste a taste. So I get it in its purity. Now, what most people want to do is they want to see the person for a descriptive value, because seeing is believing in some aspects, you know. So the energy comes into the mind, and then it has to be translated into a visual, and then the visual be projected within that space in our mind that the spirit world use, that place that you'll daydream, or you use your imagination. So what I'm trying to say is that I see it however I want to see it, I feel it however I want to see it, feel it, taste it, whatever the sense, I translate it through my mind, and I know that I can do this, and I know that I'm part of that team, and therefore for the betterment of the communication, I have an input in that communication, and therefore if I need to see, I'll see. If I need to feel, I'll feel, etc., etc. And so what most people get caught up on is the seeing aspect. So they have to see the person as they were in their human body. Now you have to remember, the human body doesn't exist anymore. It's either buried in the ground, or usually it's cremated. It's one or the other usually, isn't it? So that body no longer exists, so it can't age. You could see it in the way that needs to be seen, obviously, but the need for that is you as the medium. You can see it as cartoon characters, you can see it as someone that reminds you of someone else, so maybe someone famous, like a film or something like that, so they look like George Clooney, or they look like Fill the Gap. So the viewer asked me how I see the spirit world, and I see it as essence. So and then I have an input, they have an input, and we kind of make the communication happen there. That is available for you guys that are developing also. You just have to believe it the way that I believe it. I know I can do it, I know it's there. There is no element of doubt there, and so therefore I can then bring this forward in my mediumship. So mediumship is very much down to the limitation of the individual. If you are someone that has to see it, then you're diluting because you have to see it, and therefore you probably won't see it. This is limitless. I mean, the creative possibilities that you have during mediumship are down to the individual. How broad can you give that space? How limiting are you keeping that as the individual? So I don't need to see it. I just know it. I know it's there, and therefore the sounds will come, the visuals will come, the sensory will come, because I have this limitless approach with it. Now, don't mistake what I'm saying. I get it wrong, and every other medium in the world gets it wrong from time to time. It happens through this translation of the energy to the spoken word from the medium. So the easiest way I can describe this for you is that as the neurons fire in the mind to give you that idea, so as the mind starts to create the idea, at that moment the spirit world will cloak that idea with information, and as that sparks and the idea unfolds, you just have to express it, and that is how the communication can get to its fullest and more depth, dependent on how broad your imagination or your mind can go. So I hope I answered the viewer's question there, and I look forward to receiving more questions from the viewers and doing more videos on the viewers' mishaps, misunderstandings, or trying to develop it more for themselves. So for now, bye.
Why won't you tell me something new.